Yo, what's going on, team? Welcome to another live stream. It is a good morning. It is Thursday. We're at the towards the end of the week, so we're gonna dive into it because we had some interesting price action, right? And as you saw, I mean, I'm pretty sure you saw, it's been wild. Yesterday was one of the, was it the biggest green day ever? Which was insane, right? So, we did have, what do we have? Core CPI this morning. We'll take a look at it in just a second. But before we dive in, where is it? Here we go. Our verse comes from Matthew 9:37 to 38. Let me, how can I do this? We're gonna take up the whole screen so it's not distracting, but there it is. And it says this. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord, what? Ask the, laborers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest, therefore, to send out workers into his harvest field. Matthew 9:37, 38. And then this one reads like this, the ESV. Then he said to his disciples, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. Matthew 9:37, 38. And with that, we're just going to open up a prayer and then we'll dive into the charts. Father, thank you for this morning. Thank you for the opportunity we get to be here, Lord, to just dive into the markets. I pray that you give us clarity, give us peace, Lord, wisdom, allow us to find the places where we need to restrain from price, Lord, restrain from just doing anything, Lord, and the places where we need to be active and doing what you called us to do, Father. Pray for everyone that's watching, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's dive into the charts. Forex Factories CPI happened at 8:30. We got a down move on this. We'll take a look at it in just a second. After that, there's nothing really happening that I'd be really watching. Federal budget balance might be a good one. A 30-year bond auction, maybe. But other than that, I wouldn't watch anything else, right? I don't care to see anything else. There was the daily devotion. That was a different one. All right. I need to put in some tunes real quick. Where my tunes at? Because today is going to be important. Today is going to be important. Coldplay. Yeah, I'll listen to some Coldplay. Where we at? Where we at with Coldplay? Nah. Coldplay is not playing. So I gotta play Coldplay. Oh yeah. Here we go. All right, what do we have? What did we have yesterday? Obviously a huge push. Look at this. And I wanted to take you guys up here into um the monthly, or sorry, this is a 3-month. And let's just talk about what happened. What do we see? Okay. We have not only a 3-month inversion here, right? This is also, I believe, a 6-month fair value gap right here, right? So this would be sort of a 6-month BPR right there. This is our 6-month BPR. Okay. That's important. That's really, really important. Okay, so we have our 6-month BPR. What else do we have here? We have our 6-month fair value gap that we just ran through. Okay, and this is our previous all-time highs. These are previous all-time highs right here. Okay, that's where we're at. Let's get rid of everything else for right now because we don't need it. We don't need that. We don't need that. We just need, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. So if we're looking at a top down right now, this is what we have. We tapped into this fair value gap, right? We tapped into it and then we became support, right? We rejected that. We're rejecting this one right now. And there's nothing else above it. There's nothing else right now that we're look at price. Price on ES has also tapped above, right? We've already crossed above. We closed above all of this. And we know that. Here's on the 3-month. Same thing, right? Look at, we're trading back into that previous all-time high, right? Previous all-time high. I believe we're trading above it right now. Yep. Previous all-time high. Previous all-time high on YM. Trading into it right now. And then what do we have here? Previous all-time high is way up here, which is actually all-time highs on RTY. Right, so being aware of that, let's kind of paint a picture, create some context, right, to see what we want to do so that we're not on the wrong side. We have, you can see we took this low, right, on RTY. Right, we failed to take this low on RTY. Where did that happen? Inside of a 6-month fair value gap or BPR. Right, that BPR is going to be right here on ES. Happen right there. Boom, boom. And if we're like, oh, well, we didn't take this low yet. Okay, but look at RTY. RTY took this low a long time ago. And if we're just going to dismiss this and say, hey, we didn't take this low. Well, RTY already took it basically again, right? We already traded below it one more time. RTY traded into these highs, right? And if we do something like this, boom, RTY is now finding its support around this area. Okay. Context. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going because this is important. So if we have so if we know, oh, maybe I can put myself here. Hold on. Oh yeah, there we go. So if we know that RTY has taken this low, right? If we know that this becomes a sort of support, I don't like this. I like that better. If we know that this comes, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay. If we know that this becomes, if this is SMT right here, right? We're just gonna get rid of this one because we don't need to see that one right now. If this is SMT, right? And if this is SMT with RTY, okay. We see that right there, right? ES gave us that same SMT. YM did the same thing. Failed to trade below it. Failed to trade below this low. And this is an important low, right? This is an important low that we need to trade below, which we didn't. Now, here's the thing. Are we going to continue down and trade below this? Or is this it? Right? Or is this it? What do we want to do? We know we have this 6-month here. This is a 6-month fair value gap. Okay. There's our 6-month fair value gap. There's our SMT. Great. Now what? Now what? What do we want to do? What do we want to see? Remember, we had so the whole reason we came down, we had SMT right here. This is a quadrennial cycle SMT, right? To take this. Now we basically what we're doing right now is if we take our this right here, and we take this right here, and we figure out, okay, well, what's premium, what's discount? We are hitting that 50% range, right? We are hitting that 50% range. Okay. So on a higher time frame, premium discount, okay, that's what we're looking at. Now, if we're only looking at the single candle, it would be right here. Right? If we're looking at the range of this single candle, then it would be right here. Okay? Which honestly, that's probably the best one to look at. Okay. Tapped into that range, rejected. ES is moving, rejected that. Okay. Let's look at the daily. Let's go to the daily. Now we know, now we can start to see a picture. We framed sort of what's happening. We know where things are at. And then this should be backwards, actually. Okay. Premium and discount right up here. We can see that. Tapped into it. There is a rebalance. So here's another thing. We've already rebalanced this move. This move has been rebalanced. Okay. But are we now trying to get basically are we wanting to move into the buy side of the curve for a market maker model? Something's going on here. Something's going on here. Okay. Is this what we want to do? This became our high time frame, CISD. I'm just looking at this and I am trying to build some conviction here to go long and reasons to go long, right? Like obviously we have this big O candle and there's like, oh, well, super obvious. Yes. I just want to frame the right time of when to actually enter this long for this higher time frame market maker model, right? So we know we have SMT at these lows, right? We know that this is an SMT here. Okay, great. Inside of a 6-month BPR, perfect. So that's two things that we got for us if we want to go long. What else? Okay, well, do we have a CISD? Yes, we do. Here's our CISD right here. There's our CISD closed above. Great. What do we put in here? An SMT For what? For us to go lower. For what? So that we can hit somewhere down here and then continue to rip higher, right? That's the play. I would love to see this grip all the way down to the 6-month fair value gap, right? Into the top of this order block. This would be a bullish order block. I would love to see us tap into the top of this order block and then push higher. Now let's see if we can get that. And how are we gonna? So now we know that we are in. We know that this is 50%, right? Premium discount. Let's just do. Where is it? Great. Now we know that we're a premium discount right there. Okay. We know that we could be moving into the buy side of the curve here, but before we do, we need to get some. We need to find an entry, right? And this is going to be on a higher time frame. So even if you didn't catch all of this down here, with like, you know, if you're like, man, I missed this, I didn't get in, whatever, that's fine. You can still catch it. Now let's figure out what. Here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to figure out. This is the origin of consolidation that we're trying to hit, right? We have an SMT. There's no reason for us now to come back below this low, right? Because RTY already took this, because this is our origin of consolidation here, right? All of this, what the heck, man? All of this origin of consolidation, right? That means that this is the low we would have looked for to get hit. It did get hit on RTY, not on NQ. So there's no reason for us to look for that now. This market maker model to the downside is technically complete. If we measure that, it's 927. But if we measure that, right? Let's measure it on the, yeah, right here. I know that this was our SMT here. From here to here. We measure that. We've met the target. The next target is down here. If this is where we want to go ultimately, then we can. We just need to be aware of what's happening, right? And what's taking place. Is this the market maker model that's done here, right? Is this what we want to see? Is this what we want to see and be done with this? Or do we want to fully complete the market maker model, right? At the -4 standard deviations, taking this origin of consolidation out on all of these assets. Now, yes, we got this SMT. Let's measure that one. Let's measure that one because I think it's important for us to understand where we could go and why. We're going to go to the 12-hour. So if we know that this was our manipulation leg right here, we can measure that. From here to here, look at where this takes us. Right up here. And remember, we have a weekly gap up here that we have not tapped into. Okay? We have a weekly gap we have not tapped into. So that's something to keep in mind, right? Even if we want to complete this model to the downside, maybe we just go up, tap into this new week opening gap up here, or sorry, this weekly gap, and then continue lower. Now, if we want to look at it from, where is it? If we want to look at this as our manipulation, like on the daily or on the weekly, then the model was complete last month with these lows, but the full model is down here. Again, just something to keep in mind, right? All right, 9:30 is coming up. I want to see how price this. Actually, let's take a look at equities. So where could we go here? Where could we go? Yeah, the only SMT that I see, the only SMT, so here's the only SMT I see from this high to this low. And that takes us down here, back into our order block, right? Back into our order block there. And if we measure this one, does it match? Okay. No, we have nothing there. Yeah. Yeah, it's just something to keep in mind. So 9:30 is here. Let's take a look at what happens. There's my price line at. There we go. Honestly, I'd like to see a second SMT. Right, this one right here. If we just count this one. So this would be, the model would be complete right down here. Right, second stage of accumulation, and then distribution to down here. Yeah, look how beautifully we're rejecting that. That 50% got rejected. I want to see some downside for sure. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, this is gonna be uh, that's it, man. That's what I'm looking at. I'm gonna be patient for sure. I want to be patient because honestly, this felt so like a fake move. It just felt so fake. And I did not like it. I'll be watching for this, right? I'll be watching for these highs. I'll be watching to hit that BPR right there. See how we react to it. Oh man, this is like super, yeah, weak magnet. There we go. I want to see how we react to that BPR. We're trading into that right now, right here. Let's see, are we going to reject or are we just going to push right below that thing? All right, is that what we're going to do? This is on the daily. This would be a daily. That daily BPR would fall right there. Yeah, right there. No BPR. Remember, we have SMT up here. We have SMT to take us lower inside a high time frame. Right? This is a daily gap. I expect lower prices today. I expect lower prices. I do expect lower prices today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do expect lower prices. And that's what that's what I'll be looking for. Do we want to see anything else? I'd love to see an SMT, a second SMT before going lower. I do. Would love to see a second SMT before going lower. That is for sure. Let's see if we get that. Yeah, so we have here, let me just paint this picture for you real quick. We have SMT, right? Let's like want to do it. There we go. We have SMT with SMT, right? Inside of a daily, where's our daily? Right here's our daily, right here, from here to here on YM. And this is also a gap. This is a weekly gap, I believe, a daily gap, open, open, close, open right here. Inside of a weekly gap, right? And this is also an area where we can, we've seen price react, right? All of this, we've seen price react. These are also the lows, right? Rejection, rejection block right there. So you could, if we want to really pinpoint it, it's inside of that rejection block right there. Okay, so I would be looking for lower prices today. We are into this BPR, this daily BPR. Let's see what, I mean, I expect a reaction from here, right? Give us an SMT, then continue lower. If we don't break through this right now. So we know that we have those things. This is going to be our daily BPR. Okay. That's going to be our daily BPR. And after this, y'all, like, honestly, I don't know that I want to trade too much. Um, but this move just feels so off. And that's not to say, like, yes, this is a clear signal of change of the state, but I don't expect this to hold all of this. I would like for us to rebalance all of it. Come back and rebalance it all, take us back into an inefficiency, and then we get the push higher, right? And then we get the structure. And I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's not that this isn't a real move. It's that I want us to have structure to the upside, right? And once we balance this or something, all of it balances that. Where is it? Right here. Once we balance this, then I want to see structure to the upside, right? Can we leave a breakaway gap? Absolutely. Absolutely, we can leave a breakaway gap. Where? Maybe right here. Maybe we just tap into this right here. Maybe price comes down, breaks below this daily, taps into this, and then we start pushing. That to me is better structure to the upside, right? Structure that I would trust. And I think that's my biggest thing is, do I trust this? No. Right? Just like I like this right here. Do you trust this? I mean, no, but it just kept going, right? And it could be the same thing. We just don't trust this, but it keep going. Eventually comes up, rebalances that. And that's how it works. Like that's how it works eventually, right? And so my thing is I don't want people to get trapped in here and say, "Oh yeah, we're running, put everything on here." And then it comes below, scares you, and then you're like looking at your portfolio, you're like, "Oh my gosh, what have I done?" You get out, and then as soon as you get out, it pushes up. I think that's what I don't want it to happen. So keep your eyes peeled, understand what is happening, understand where we could go, and from there just make the decision, right? Make a decision of like, all right, cool, this is what I want to do, this is maybe not what I want to do. um yeah, I mean, there's no SMT yet here, right? Like, and usually I look at like Tesla. Let's look at Google. Amazon looks good. Yeah, Amazon looks good. Yeah, Google. But yeah, I definitely want to see some lower prices today. It smells like burnt rubber. Holy crap. Yeah, I'll be back. Something smells weird. Something smells weird. All right, boys and girls, and let's do this. Yeah, it's just a pan. Let's get after it. Um, yeah. So again, today, just watch price. Don't be so confident in something like, okay, yesterday, for example. Oh, my face right there. Yesterday, for example, I was actively looking for a short. I was right here, inside of here, right? Inside of, so we have a bunch of different things sort of lined up here. We have this BPR there. We have this new week opening gap. We have, so price was trading right here. Had this manipulation up and immediately rejected. And I was like, cool. Enter short, stop up there, right? And we were looking for the short. I got stopped out once. And then all of a sudden, boom, we get this thing, right? I got stopped out, sucks. And then you're like, oh, okay. So this is all right. Then the news came out. And it's hard to watch this. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to watch this and say, man, I was on the wrong side, but the idea was there, right? We talked about this SMT being there. We said, hey, we need to be careful understanding that SMT is there. If we can paint that picture on the higher time frame, right? We weren't looking for new lows. I was simply looking for an SMT between this low, right? For a push higher. We never got it. We never got it, right? The idea was that my execution, I love the execution on this. I really do. Would I have loved it more if we get this move? Absolutely. And if you got this move, man, congratulations. What a move, right? That's all I can say. What a move. So that is very exciting. That's exciting for sure. Um, what's the crypto market doing? Yo, crypto market rejecting. It's like, no, I ain't dipping my toes in here, man. I ain't dipping them in here. So I have these two marked out. Previous all-time high from 21 and previous all-time high from 24. An area where I expect price to come in, manipulate, and then go higher if it wants to. If this thing breaks with speed to the downside, oh man, man, oh man, oh man, this is gonna be wild, right? This is gonna be wild. You could look at it this way, where it's like, oh wait, we're inside of this fair value gap. This is the top of that fair value gap. We're inside of it, cool, whatever. Haven't traded below it. That's fine, whatever. But just be aware of where we're at. Be aware of where we're at, right? If we look at it on the 3 week, rejecting this like nobody's business. Look at this. Rejecting this like nobody's business. Is this gonna be a rejection to the upside? Are we gonna reject to the downside? Look at that. Right, let's look at the 3 month. 3 months, same thing. We're rejecting that fair value gap there. Perfect. Man, oh, look at this one. Oh boy. Whatever. I don't trade crypto, but I look at it. Let's look at the metals. Metals. Oh man, this thing rebalances quick. This is at OTE right now. We're OTE of this move right here. Why is this so? Yeah, we're OTE. Optimal trade entry. Tapping that, rejecting. This would be a beautiful entry for, honestly, let's see. For the downside, for upside, what do we want to see here? Oh man. If silver can trade back into these previous lows and we hold this, this would be good. I would, or give us an SMT. Yeah, this would be good. Obviously gold is still pushing higher. I think this is not a real move. I think this is a fake move. Bonds are pushing, guys, this is where I'm just like, holy crap, what do we want to do? Bonds are pushing higher. Um, bonds are pushing higher, and I'm pretty sure the dollar's pushing higher. Oh no, the dollar's pushing low. This is good. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Dollar is dropping. Yep, dollar is dropping. Well, we have a pretty massive SMT. Let's look at it on the daily. Oh man, we have a massive SMT coming up. Keep that in mind. Massive SMT coming up, right? Oh, okay. Yep. Look at this. All right, this is the part that I'm just like, oh man, I don't know what I want to. SMT, SMT, right? And then we know we're gonna get an SMT here. On the downside, for the dollar to go lower, do we have any SMTs up here? Yeah, we have this SMT here. I mean, I don't know. The dollar is just, we'll have to keep an eye on it to see what it wants to do, where it wants to go. But indices are falling right now ish. I mean, ah, we're inside the BPR. Let's look at that BPR on YM. YM is right there. RTY, man. This is the part that I'm just like, dude, we could go lower here. We could go lower here. I'm waiting for that reaction on that BPR. So here's the problem. Now here's the problem. Because we have such a strong push, a strong candle to the upside, it's hard to get any sort of SMT inside of this candle. This is just an imbalance at its, like, a large imbalance. Meaning, if we're gonna drop, we're gonna see either a quick drop or a quick recovery. One of the two. So just be aware of that. Be careful with it. Understanding that, hey, listen, if we're gonna drop here, it's just gonna go and then done. Like we'll use all of these other ones as, you know, um, sort of either targets, etc. I would use this rejection over that rejection over that. Yeah, that's what I would use. So BPR, we have a bunch of things that could hold price up here. But until we get a clear SMT, that's what I want to see, a clear SMT to the upside. Oh, look at this, right? So we know we have an SMT down here with RTY, right? If we measure this as manipulation, right? This was our manipulation, like, right? Big manipulation, little manipulation. This confirmed. What did we do? This confirmed. This was the last. This is a lower high, lower low. This was the last leg to get put in for this manipulation to get confirmed, right? And it gave us that manipulation. If we measure that, look at where we're at. We're trading inside. Bro, what the heck? We're trading inside that, which means accumulation, right? Manipulation, distribution to the downside. We don't, technically this is complete, right? This is only complete to confirm a higher time frame. That's all it is. So this is complete to confirm this. And here's the thing. On a higher time frame, none of these confirm the market maker model to the upside. Only NQ. And that gives us an SMT versus, let's just look at right here, down here. I think everything confirmed this at the same time. Yep. Everything confirmed. The CISD got confirmed after we closed this right here. So this is correlated. This is a clean play to the upside. Right now, this is not a clean play to the upside on a higher time frame. And that's how I'm looking at it. Sue me. That is how I'm looking at it, okay? So do with that what you want. Heck, I wouldn't even if you want to trade today, go for it. But we are in a continuation or reversal period. I would expect this to start like I would expect the continuation soon. If this is a reversal, man, this is gonna be interesting. No SMT. Oh yeah, we do have an SMT right here. Little baby SMT. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at this SMT right here. That SMT is from from here to here, right? We calculate this. It takes us back to up here. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, guys, this is this price action. I mean, SMT here. Yeah, SMT right there. Is this a 30-minute? This is probably 1 hour. Mm. 2.5 takes us down here. Okay, this looks good. Right in here. I like this. Man. Yeah, I want to see how price reacts off of all of these levels. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know, man. I don't know what I want to see anymore. So here's the thing, right? Are we gonna come and fill this gap if we go to Tesla? No, I don't want dividends. 4 hour, regular trading hours. Electronic extended. Here we go. We know we have this gap here. We have this gap here. All right, close, open. Do we want to fill this gap or do we just want to continue to drop lower? All right, here's the extended hours of that. Extended hours. Yeah, extended trading hours. We'll see. We'll see, man. We will see. So it's 9:54, 10 o'clock, 10:10. I get off these charts. Ten, I'm off these charts. And we'll see. We'll see what we get. Ah, Would love to see a rebalance of this move, man. I would love to see a rebalance of this move, and that's it. You know, previous all-time highs. Remember that, right? Remember previous all-time highs right there. We look at it on the weekly. Yeah, let's mark this. Let's call it P. Uh, I'm gonna do a horizontal. This is gonna be called. No, not price line. Previous all-time highs. There we go. On the right. There we go. Yep, right, center, whatever, whatever. Let's do this. Previous all-time highs. We're gonna. So then we can look at it and be like, oh yeah, that's previous all-time highs. How are we gonna react to these? Previous all-time highs inside of a daily fair value gap BPR. Can we hold this? Do we break below? That's the question. If we get a break, now here's the now, all right. This is just looking at it inside of a bigger time frame model, right? We get a break. Do we get a rejection here and then a continuation lower into our CISD, right? Into our change in the state, which is somewhere down here. Is that what we want to do? Right? Do we get a second retest? Maybe we could do something like this. Boom, second retest, a rejection, right? SMT above. Where is this? SMT above. And to, boom, CISD, back into that CISD, and then we continue lower. Do we want to see this? Is that what we want to see? Or what? Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah? All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. Let's go. All right, I'll be back, guys. Yeah, I'll be back. Let's go. Show me. Careful, dude. You know what's more of that? All right. Still holding these all-time highs right here on ES. Still holding. We broke below. Did we break below them? Oh yeah, this was way below, huh? Yeah, let's get rid of this. We're gonna get a little burp right there. We're gonna call this previous all-time highs. That's what we'll call it. Previous all-time highs. And I want to see how we react to this BPR. ES is still holding those previous all-time highs. Man, this looks heavy. This looks heavy, boys and girls. Previous all-time highs. Order block is right here. Should we measure? Let's measure this. So if this is an S&T, yeah, if this was our S&T here, -2 is down here. This is our -2 target. This is our -4, which lines up to a -2, which was our previous zone of accumulation. I would be really interested. I'd be looking for these highs below. As I would like to see us tap into these highs at least, right? Ultimately, yes, accumulate somewhere there as long as we get an S&T somewhere here. Does that make sense? And so I think that's what I'd be looking for, and that's what I'd be looking at. Yeah. Man, these ranges have been insane. What is this already? Holy crap, 3%? Guys, 3% from, okay, 2%. Still, 2%. Holy crap, man. That's insane. That is insane. There's a nice rejection there. Do we have SMT anywhere? Do we have SMT? Yeah, there's an SMT right here. This would be on the 30-minute. But just eyeballing this bad boy right here. No SMT yet here, but we do get an SMT right here. Still want to see us tap lower though. I want to see us tap lower. Right? If this is an energetic push to the downside, I want to see us tap lower. Right? If this gave us our SMT, this is our second SMT right here. That means, yeah, tap lower here. And this was perfect. This would take us to our order block on that. And then this will take us this from here to here. Right, yeah, this is it right here. This would be it, these highs. That's the target for today. These highs, then we get an order block tap, and then we got to push higher. Yeah, that looks good. Will we get it, right? That's the question. Will we get it? Let's see if we get it. Yeah, dollar's moving down. Like dollar's just pushing down. Wow. Look at that. It's a strong push on the dollar. It's a strong push on the dollar. So then you can see this here, right? We have boom, our break. If you're a break and retest kind of person, break, retest, and then to the downside where I'm gonna trust it to down here. Right? Either here or here. This zone right here. that'd be what I'm watching for. That'd be it. Yeah, on a smaller time frame, this is our CISD right here, right? Or sorry, on a 4 hour time frame. On a 4 hour time frame, our CISD is right here, right? This would be our CISD. On a daily time frame, it's way up there. On a 12 hour is up here, 8 hour, same thing right here. This would be where I'm looking to. This would be it. This is a 4 hour CISD. We'll mark that out. 4 hour CISD. If we tap into this, look at this rejection block inside of a, I believe this was the daily, right? Right below the daily. So the daily might wick cross into that, boom, and then take us higher. I don't know. We'll see, right? We're watching price. That's all we're doing. We're watching price, figuring out what it could do, what it wants to do. The 50% of this move, let's measure this. 50% of this move is right here. Right here. There's 50% of that move right there. Okay. Add the -2, basically. So there's a couple of things that line up here, right? We have our second stage of accumulation that we would be looking for right there, right? CISD on the 4 hour, right? Rejection blocks. This looks good for a continuation higher. If we want to leave everything else open, you can see we're tapping into our CISD on RTY. This to me, after we tap into it, I don't know that I need to see anything else happening around this area. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Ugh. Oh my gosh, it's 10:09. One more minute and I'm out of here. Hey, if you haven't joined the Discord, go ahead and join the Discord. Link in the description down below. It's absolutely free. It is a good time. There's some good people there. Also, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps me out. It helps the channel. What else? What else is there to say? That's it. You guys have my bias. You have my idea for the day. Intraday, I'm short, or sorry, bearish. But I'm looking for higher prices after, and only after we tap into our CISDs, right? CISD on the 4 hour is going to be right. Actually, I think we just tapped below it. Yeah, we're already below that. Can we tap into this gap? Uh, that would be nice, right? Tap into this gap, continue higher. But yeah, this is a model in and of itself, right? I would, if we rebalance all of this, that would be insane. But that would be awesome, right? If RTY gets to rebalance all of this, and then RTY gives us our SMT, guys, this is primed to go higher, right? If we fail that, if we keep pushing, 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 and all assets do the same, be careful. Be careful, right? This was all FOMO, this was all news, this was all people. Remember, we have people buying zero DTEs, meaning they don't expect this to hold. If like people who have money are buying these at zero DTEs, do they expect this to hold? No. No, not at all. They expect this to just pump and what? And dump. Does it have to dump today? No. But maybe we rebalance something like this and then we push higher. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. We had this run, right? SMT here, run, right? Second run, SMT, and look how close we came back to it, right? Doesn't mean we have to, but look how close we did. And if we want to reverse, I expect price to continue to come lower, find its support, maybe at this monthly fair value gap, and then move higher. I hope that makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Stay safe out there. Don't be afraid to short the market. Don't be afraid to long the market. Just know where you're playing into, how far you need to stay, and how long you need until you need to get out. So with that said, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you taking your time. Thanks for being here again. First link in the description below. It's going to be the Discord. Go ahead and join that. It's absolutely free. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Yeah, Friday. Tomorrow at 9 for market. And then we'll jump into market open. All right. Peace out, team.